Do you know, before posting the data to SAP, we can validate the data which we are going to post. Yes, that is what we do in SAP validation. So SAP validation is defined for multiple application areas in SAP. Now let us see the transaction which we use for creating the validation. It's GZB0. So the most relevant areas in financial accounting for which we do validation are asset accounting, financial accounting, and cost accounting. So validations are valid for specific call-up points. That is nothing but, we can see this is document header, line item, and complete document. We can set up the validation for fields at the document header level, at line item level, and for both the document header and line item level. Before moving on to configuration steps, let me show you the validation which I have already created while posting the document. I have created a validation for this requirement showing user K. Suresh is not allowed to post document with document type SA. So for this it has to throw an error message. So let me show you how it behaves. So I am giving SA and the user is K. Suresh, okay, and I am giving the document date, and you can see clearly the document type is SA, and we are going to give company code and currency. So you can see here it throws the error message, do not use document type SA. So now let us learn how we have configured this step through configuration. So we have seen the error message while the user, means K. Suresh, is trying to post a document with document type SA. So now we need to understand how we have configured that error message. So that is through validation. So to create the validation, we have to go to transaction code ZZB0, and once we created the validation, we activate it in transaction code OB28. Here we need to clearly understand, before creating the validation, what is the actual requirement from the client. So what actually the main fields the client is asking to validate, and we need to figure out whether those fields are available in document header or at line item level, or do we need to use both the combinations, document header and line item both. So it will be a complete document. So once we understand the requirement, here if we see our requirement shows the user, this user should not be allowed to post document through document type SA. This is our requirement. So we can find the field names of this particular fields, and also we can see these where are these fields available, whether it is in document header or in line item level, or we might use both the header and line items. So we can see they are talking about document type. So we can see this is available at header level, and username comes under system settings. Okay, so in order to find the technical name, so in validations we will use technical names of the fields. So first I will show how to check that. So just click on F1 and you can see the technical information. If we click on that, it will show the field name of that particular field, and in table BKPF the field name is BLART. This is document type field. So and also it is at header level. So we have to remember all these points. We even can make a note, it is BKPF-BLART. So while doing the configuration step, we will add that in the configuration. If we move on to, so we found out that is required at document header level. So we will try to configure our step in document header section. So once we click on document header section, we can create a validation. If we click on create validation, it will open up with new validation. We can give the validation name here, doc type, and the validation name, not use SA. Okay, and this is how we create the validation name. And I have already created this, just I am showing it for an example. So this is the validation name we have created, and for this now we will add the step. So before creating the validation, we need to figure out validation needs to be at which level, whether it is header level or line item level, or it needs to combine both header and line item. So this we can find out based on the fields which we are going to write the condition. So we need to figure out whether it is in header level or line item level, or whether we need to use both the combinations. Both the combinations is like, we can say the document type is SA, then you have to use this particular GL account. So then we can see here, one is at line item level and other is at header level. So at that time we need to use the complete level. So once we figured out which level it is in step 1, we need to move to step 2. So whether it is header or line item or complete level, we need to set up these 3 steps. Okay, the first step is prerequisite. So in order to use this validation, what is the prerequisite step? So in this example I have taken as the user ID. If this user ID means like if this particular user ID, don't allow that user ID to post document type SA. So for here it is the prerequisite is that user ID. What is the check? Need to check whether that user is trying to use document type SA. If yes, it has to trigger the message don't use document type SA. If no, it's okay. So once we decided with step 1, moving on to step 2, for each and every level, means like for each level we will be doing this. So anyway we will be selecting only level, whether it might be a header or line item or complete level. So if we are selecting any one of these levels, so we are going to add these 3 steps into that validation. So one is prerequisite, other is check, and the other is message. The prerequisite is a before thing what we check. Let me show you in the SAP screen. So prerequisite, check and message. In prerequisite screen, if we double click on it, so actually what is our field? The prerequisite for us is user ID. So we can find in the BKPF table, we can find here in search, we can give the username. So USNAM, BKPF USNAM. USNAM is the name of the user field. So if we click on continue, you can see, so just double click on it, the username will get added here. So it should be equal to, so we can select the symbol here, equal to, and little bit down we can see there is a constant. So what is the constant? It will be always this user. If this is the user, we are going to restrict to post to document type SA. Okay, this is the user. So now if there is any other conditions, we are going to add it in the prerequisite thing. So here now we are going to add check. See, I already created for as test. Okay, so prerequisite, and for check I have given document type is not equal to SA. If it is not equal to SA, what it has to do? It has to throw the error message. Let me configure this and show it to you. So I have done with prerequisite. This is K. Suresh. Okay, right. So check again. What we are going to check? Whether the document type is SA or not. So how we can find the field name? So just click on F1 and technical info, and we can see the table name is BKPF and the field name is BLART. So we are going to give the same thing in our search. Okay, here in search bkpf-blart, right? So we click on find and bkpf-blart, continue. So we found the document type. So you want to check if it is not the document type, then we have to give the error message. This is the symbol for not equal, and the constant is document type, which is SA. So if the user is K. Suresh and the document type is not equal to SA, we have to trigger the message. So this is the message. So you can see here E stands for error message. Even we can give warning message, whatever is required. See, this is error message. I think there will be warning and information message, and also some cancel message. So here we have to give the message number. So how we are going to give the message number? Here we have to maintain the message. If we click on this and here on messages, we can see I have already created a message. Just click here and type on our message, and this is the number we have to use in our configuration 001, which I have created. So just we will give the number 001 and save. So this is how we created the validation checks and validation messages. So once we create this will not come into effect immediately. So we need to assign. So nowhere we are telling for which company code this validation should work, right? So what we should do is we need to assign it to the company code. So let us move on to OB28 and assign it to the company code. So we will be using that validation step. So if we see, there is a call point. This is 1 means header line item, 2 means line item, 3 means complete. That is the call point, and this is the test which I have assigned. See, document number, and this is new validation, and this is the activation level. So whether it should be inactive or active. If you don't want this validation to be active, just we can make it as 0. So it will become inactive and it won't work. So here even we can change to doc type. We have 2 validations, right? Not use SA. It will be same thing. I have configured the same configuration in both the things just to show for you as an example. So that's it. Now if we check /n f-02, it should trigger the error. So do not use document type SA. So now let us try deactivating the validation message and see how it behaves. So it should be inactive, right? We will try to make it inactive with a 0. And save it, and now we try to click on that message. Okay, there is no validation now, so let us try without validation. So it is going for further processing. So you understood, right? So how we can create a validation while posting a document. Thank you so much. If you have any further queries, please leave a message in the comment section, and if you like the video, please like it and share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.